Crystal clear waters and unique coral reefs have made the Red Sea one of the world's prime diving destinations. Because the Red Sea is poor in nutrients, all life depends on the diverse and abundant reefs along its coasts. But these reefs are threatened by problems such as overfishing, pollution, and uncontrolled coastal development. Hurghada, at the northern tip of Egypt's Red Sea coast, has become a sprawling mass of concrete hotels and apartment blocks. In a matter of 20 years, the area has undergone large-scale development driven by the tourist dollar. As a result of landfilling and dredging, even the coastline itself has changed dramatically. Underwater, the damage inflicted by construction directly on top of the reef is clearly visible. Corals have been smothered by the sediment or have been simply bulldozered away. Environmental organization HEPCA has been fighting against such disastrous construction projects.
These two hotels were built on top of the coral reefs of this area. This was one of the most famous nesting areas for the fishes in the Red Sea here in Hurghada in specific, and it was completely destroyed for the initiation of this project. It's catastrophic.
With most of Hurghada's fringing reefs destroyed, HEPCA now concentrates here on protecting reefs further offshore from damage caused by divers and their boats. But the impact of fins and anchors is minimal in comparison to that of Egypt's master plan to develop its coastline in the south. In an attempt to boost the country's fledgling economy, the whole coastline between Berenice and Al-Qusir is up for construction over the next decade. In Shagra Bay, near Marsa Alam, dive resort owner Hossam Helmi has been a close witness of the expansion of hotels into the area.
When we started here, we start with the tents, you can see it on there, and that was accommodation for the guests. They lived on a tent, and we used to have a diving tent, a kitchen tent, a toilet tent, and shade tent, so it was only a camp.
Hossam Helmi wanted to run his hotel as an eco-lodge, with as little impact on the reef as possible. But the government's plans have forced him to upgrade his facilities to accommodate more guests.
One of the problems that the master plan of the South had been made without any study about the carrying capacity. This house reef, I cannot have 1,000 room over land to use this house reef because I'm going to lose it within maximum 6 months or 1 year. But I would like to use it for my generation and next generation and the generation after.
Hotels want swimming areas for their guests, but direct access to the sea is blocked here by the fringing reef. Some hotels have taken the matter into their own hands, dredging away the reef to create swimming pools. A very serious offence, something on which both environmentalists and Egypt's Red Sea governor seem to agree.
اللي هيغلط هاخد منه حقي بالقانون. يروح في السجن يروح مطرح ما يروح دي مش مشكلتي. لابد أن نحترم المكان اللي احنا فيه ونحترم البيئة بتاعتنا اللي هي رأس مالنا. أنا زي ما بقول البحر الأحمر رأس ماله البيئة الطبيعية الجميلة اللي فيه. خربت هذه البيئة يبقى ما حدش هيجينا خالص.
Further south, truly pristine stretches of coastline still exist. But even protected areas inside national parks are not safe from the construction rush and have already been divided into hotel plots. Behind the scenes, foreign investments are a driving force behind the development plans.
Although we're standing here in the middle of the National Park of Wadi Gimal, we're standing here in Ras Honkorab, the best location remaining, the last line of defense as we call it. The Tourism Development Authority, with no vision, with no strategy, planned and sold pieces of land here to mega investors who will come here and turn it into another cheap destination, completely destroyed.
The tourism development plans are not just bad news for the reefs. They're also set to drive local Bedouin communities off their lands. But there are some positive developments. Compared to other countries, Egypt has a relatively extensive network of marine reserves. Most of these protected areas are well patrolled by the National Park Authority and, like this one at Samadai, provide important jobs. More and more people are convinced that a network of marine reserves could be a powerful, sustainable alternative to the development plans.
فبالتالي الحل الوحيد لحماية البحر الأحمر ككل هو إعلان البحر الأحمر المياه المصرية كمحمية طبيعية، وخصوصا الشعاب المرجانية فيه. فأنت ما هواش لوجيك إن أنت جزء من الفرنجنج ريف تعلنه كمحمية طبيعية وجزء تاني ما هواش محمية طبيعية.
At the moment, such ideas seem hard to reconcile with the government's plans. But Dr. Hanafi argues that development based on the example of Hurghada also does not make sense from a long-term economic perspective.
الغردقة تم ردم فيها 3 مليون متر مسطح علشان تتبني قرى سياحية وفنادق. فدي اتكلفت البلد كام؟ 300 أكتر من 300 بليون دولار.
Egypt is now faced with a choice for its future: marine reserves and sustainable tourism development, or the sacrifice of its natural resources for short-term gain.